Hey, what is going on? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at Glmr. I do want to say that I'm not a financial advisor. You should do your own research before investing money into crypto. If you haven't seen the previous update, make sure to check that out in the top right hand corner of your screen, so that you have more context. Also, I have two donation links down below in the description. If you want to support Ukraine, you can do so by going over to the official websites I linked below, and you can donate directly to the funds. Thank you all for the support, and thank you all for watching this video. So let's jump into the technical analysis. So on the daily chart here for Glmr against USDT, we are on TradingView. This is the chart pulled from Binance. As you can see, we are below the 1.414 Fibonacci retracement, and the swing high of this retracement is the one that we printed at the end of July, and the swing low is the one that we printed on July 13th. And as you can see, our current 1.618 technical target is sitting at 41 cents, slightly higher than that, 41.13, and we do have a 2.272 Fibonacci level at 38, almost 39 cents, but this is not from this fib. This is pulled from the larger fib that we have at hand. Now, as you can see, the larger one has these teal lines, and the swing high here is all the way back in April this year, and the swing low is in February of this year. And as you can see, we are below the second fib level, and we're targeting the 2.272 for a potential target for a capitulation. Now, we also have the 2.414 at 32.71 cents. So that is another level that we could land on if we see a further capitulation, and if we see Bitcoin coming back down to $16,000 to $15,000, and God forbid $14,000, which I think if we're going to have a strong capitulation, that would probably be the bottom. I'm not saying it's going to get there, but I do think that that is a very possible bottom, because Bitcoin has topped out at $14,000 in August of 2019. So there's a strong support level there. So as you can see, we have been in this nasty downtrend, and we are still not slowing down, guys. Like, there are no signs of recovery, but we're going to take a look at a bullish pattern at a different chart on the Binance's website. We're going to take a look at a different bullish pattern that I'm seeing right now, and that could potentially give us, give the game away. And we could see a nice breakout relatively soon. But for now, we're bearish for the midterm on Glmr. And we did see a nice rejection here of the 20 EMA, and in every single video for every single project that I do technical analysis for, I tell you guys that the 20 EMA is a great resistance level in a downtrend. And from here, as you can see, you did have a nice 10% pullback, so you could have bought back in cheaper. And on September 20th is when we had the last update on Glmr, and from there we did make a nice 7.5% move towards the second fib level. But you can also see that we're getting rejected from the 1.272 at 48.5 cents approximately, and this is a support level that we back tested on September 16th and September 15th. Then we dropped below it, and now we're back testing it as resistance, and we're coming back lower. So basically a perfect downtrend, right? You lose support, and then you back test it as resistance. So you want to have these support levels on your chart, and you want to set up buy limit orders in advance on these levels, just in case we see that capitulation, sometime in the morning or when you're at work. So maybe you're not, on the charts 24/7. So setting up those limit orders in advance would be beneficial to you, because even if you have the capitulation, your orders are going to get executed, and then you're going to, wake up to your tokens being in profit, which is great. So let's switch over to the RSI on the daily. As you can see, we still haven't reached our blue support trend line, and as you can see, we have been bouncing off from that multiple times this year, once in May, once in June, once in September, and potentially we're looking for another bounce here at the end of September, or potentially in October, and we may see a strong breakout here in November. So that's something that potentially could happen, as we've seen bullish moves to the upside for the past 2 years in November/October. mostly November, and November is when we actually peak out. And afterwards, we do see a pullback. So potentially, this is something that we're looking at. Maybe not as bullish of a move as the past 2 years, obviously, because right now we are in a bear market, but a bullish move nonetheless. And I think if we were to potentially bottom out here at the 1.618 before we start printing that move to the upside, we could be looking at, actually, let's set this high here. Okay, so we just brought a new fib retracement to the chart. Hopefully it's not too confusing, but you have the 1.618 target here at 82.5 cents. And this is just below the level that we reached at the end of July. And we would be targeting that only if we broke this swing high here that we printed on September 13th and September 10th. So yeah, that's regarding our potential targets in November. We can remove this for now, but this is only if we start breaking this high, right? Then we'll be targeting 82.5 cents, which from where we are right now, that would be a nice 85 to 90% move to the upside. So that's not too bad in a bear market. And hey, there is money to be made in this bear market since Cosmos, Atom, and Polygon Matic did a 3x from the bottom in June. So there is money to be made. You just have to invest wisely. Now let's switch over and check out that bullish pattern. So moving over to the daily chart on the Binance's website, as you can see right now, we find ourselves in a falling wedge, which is a bullish reversal pattern. So hopefully this is a pattern that will actually determine the bottom here, and hopefully this is going to be the bottom, but I really don't think so, to be honest with you. So there is a chance that we might lose the support of the pattern, which is going to invalidate the pattern. Now, as you can see, you have multiple touches here off of this support, and right now you're on that support once again. So if you start losing it and you start back testing that level as resistance, you're invalidating the pattern, and that is quite negative, as you can imagine. The target from that pattern would be over here at somewhere around about 82 cents, because that is where the pattern was created. So potentially what we could see is another relief rally to the resistance, dump towards the middle of October, and then we break out into November, and we have a very bullish impulsive move to the upside. We get to our technical target here, then we have another pullback, but we don't lose this low, and we simply create a higher low. All right, and that's when we start retracing towards spring, and from there we are going to be going starting building our blocks for the bull market in at the end of 2023 and towards the beginning of 2024. So let's see if that plays out, but regardless, you want to take a look at this pattern and see if you lose this support, then that target there is off the game, because you're invalidating the pattern. You need to stay in here, and the closer you get to the apex, the more chances you have of a break to the upside. Now, there is a 25% of a break to the downside, so still there is a possibility we can break to the downside, and like I said, you have your support levels below. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Everything that I wanted to cover in this video. Not a lot of price action here for Glmr in the past week. As you can see, we simply had a rejection off of the 20 EMA, so that was one swing trade that you had. Also, the markets did rally a bit today before Jerome Powell's speech, and we did a couple of swing trades with my patrons. So if you want to check that out and be a part of my Patreon community, you can do so by going over to the link in the description and becoming a member. You get a lot of exclusive content, such as a weekly podcast, technical analysis reviews, video requests, trade alerts, basically all of my trade alerts, my sells, my buys, my swing trades, and you get my low cap gems and a whole bunch of stuff. So feel free to check that out. Also, you can follow me on Twitter. I'm going to catch you in the next one. Goodbye and good night.